How do I do this again? Oh shit. What's up? Yo, I'm back with a breakdown of UFC Vegas 45, 4. Which one are we on now? Well, quick Google search and never hurt anyone. I think it's around 44. No, 44. Sorry. Yeah, UFC Vegas 44. Font versus Aldo. After our break last week with Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And the week before we had probably the worst card of the year. So we needed a break, I think, and now we got 3 stacked cards back to back to end the year, and I'm fucking hyped, like every MMA fan should be. But we're not talking about 269, which I'm not ready for, or Luther's Dawkins. Talking about Font versus Aldo. So enough of me blabbering. Please like, comment, sub, noties, all that shit. Thank you very much. And let's get into this breakdown. First fight on the card is Luis Ducked Sean O'Malley Smoka versus Vince Morales. Not a great fight, to be honest. Yeah, Smoka, who's a veteran, did pull out of a fight versus Sean O'Malley because he was scared, and now he's opening the prelims against Vince Morales, who's coming off a not a great win against Draco Rodriguez about 3 months ago, which I remember that fight. He was a dog going in and he just easily won. And now fuck, my voice ain't ready for this shit again, been off too long. And now he's fighting Vince Morales. Yeah, he's fighting himself. Now he's fighting Luis Smoka, which is a big step up from Draco Rodriguez. Like I said, we all, if you've watched the flyweights or bandweights in the last 3 years, you know Luis Smoka. He's win-loss. How is he win-loss? Because if you look at his last couple fights, he beat Sue Merdarji, then he lost to Matt Schnell, beat Ryan McDonald, lost Case Kenny, beat Jose Quinones, and now he's fighting Vince, coming off a win. Keep that in mind. Which, by the way, he went on a 4-fight losing streak in 2017, got cut, and came back. Wow, good for him. But, yeah, now he's back. Back after being off for about a year. He would, like I said earlier, he was booked to fight O'Malley a couple months ago, but he pulled out, and that's why Chris Martino is even in the UFC, which we all know Smoka would have got absolutely crushed. Respect for him not wanting to die on live television, but now he's fighting Vince Morales. Big step down. Fuck, my voice. And for Morales, who's the best guy he's fought? Nobody. Chris Gutierrez, Song Yadong. Yeah, this guy ain't that good. It's not a great, like, you would think, off of what I've just said, Luis Smoka should win. But some I said that you might not call it win-loss. Kinda like DeLima, even though DeLima did break his streak, I think, of always losing after a win and vice. No, well, Ben Roswell. One or the other. But, this is an interesting fight. Very interesting fight. I don't know who to go with in this one. Like, you would think the obvious pick is the minus 140 favorite and Luis Smoka, but win-loss. I think the thing with Smoker, he beats exactly who he should. Ryan McDonald, Jose Cancelo. But he loses to who he should, a Casey Kenny, a Matt Schnell. Fuck. I might be leaning toward the Last Samurai in this one. Yeah. I think yeah, I think you kind of gotta go for Smoker in this one. Is Vince Morales that good? No. Oh, I'm gonna have to think on this. I'm leaning towards Smoker, but I won't be shocked if I change to Morales or Morales does win. So, like I said a couple of minutes ago, the betting odds are -140 for Luis Smoker, +120 for Vince Morales. I don't hate those odds. I think it's not the best. I think they're not that far off though. Throwing a little bit of money down on Morales might not be the worst thing in the world. But I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stick with the favorite to begin the card. And maybe, probably decision. I'll come, like I said, I'm not locked in on picking Smoker right now. But I'm very leaning towards picking Smoker. So, not a great fight to open the card, but a decent name. And a 125 and 35 vet. So, right now lean towards the Last Samurai. After that, this is gonna be a murder. You got, fuck these Russian names. Azmat Mirzakhanov versus Jared Van Der. Long story short, Felipe Lins was supposed to be fighting Azmat here, but he pulled out about a week ago. Jared Van Der stepped in, and now the fight's at heavyweight, which Azmat is a light heavyweight, but he couldn't fight at heavyweight. And now he's fighting Jared, who he is shorter and has a lower reach too, but let's be honest, he's gonna crush Jared. Jared Van Der sucks. Got crushed by Sergey Spivak, beat Justin Tafa, and lost badly to Romanov. Though he's 1-2. His 1 win's against a terrible heavyweight, and his 2 losses are against good guys. And yeah, Adam. God, Jared sucks so bad. Adam was my lock of the night coming into if he was still fighting Felipe Lins, and probably still lock of the night. Which he was supposed to, and forget the Felipe Lins, he was supposed to fight Marcin Prachniow a couple weeks ago. But I think someone got Prachniow got withdrew. Third attempt to get his first UFC fight in, which he won his contract on Contender Series not even that long ago. Yeah, in fucking a couple months ago, in a dominating performance. Yeah, 2 months ago. So he's still ready, and I think he's gonna crush. Hell, if anything, this might be an easier matchup. Excuse me, fuck. It's an as easy matchup as Felipe Lins. Yeah, I guess is one way to put it. Because Felipe and Jared both suck. So, the betting odds are kind of disrespecting Azamat, making him come in at only -210 to +175. If this was still Felipe Lins, I'd have him come in around 6 to 7. Now I probably would have him coming in around 4. I would probably have Azmak around 4 hundo and have Jared like +250. I think Can Jared win? Yes, but he's gonna need to use his reach and height, which he's not gonna do either of those things well. Asnap's gonna pressure him and probably finish him within the first 2 rounds. Either a knockout in the first or a gas Jared gets subbed in the second. My lock of the night, Azamat Murkhanov by knockout in the first, but don't be shocked if it's a second round sub. Even a first round sub, we'll see. The 35-year-old by knockout in the first. The worst fight on the card. Claudio Puelles versus Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gritzmacher. This fight's fucking garbage. I'm not gonna spend much time on this fight because no one cares about this fight. Why does no one care about this fight? Because both guys are bums. Puelles got a win against a big upset win against Jordan Levitt in his last fight, which he really didn't do much to win that fight. All he did was not get suck. And all Jordan Levitt can do is takedowns, and he stopped them and end up on top. And then before then, he won 2 fights in the UFC and then lost. So, now he's back 5 months later to fight Chris Gritzmacher. Gritzmacher in his last fight beating Huff Garcia in a fight a lot of people thought he would lose. Before that, getting flatlined by Alex Hernandez, not a great loss. And then beat Joe Lozon, lost a few, won a few, then in the UFC for a while. He is 10 years older than Claudio, and he's not that good. Both guys aren't good. This is easily the worst fight on the card, and I'll bring something I've used in the past in one of these breakdowns to predict a fight, and I'll bring it up here. A fight like this, bum versus bum, can versus can, comes down to who sucks less. Who sucks less in this fight? It's Chris Gritzmacher. Claudio Puelles is looking for a takedown. If you can stop that, you're gonna win. And I think Gritzmacher is gonna stop the takedown and win. Puelles is not nearly the striker Alex Hernandez is. Even if he would, he probably still wouldn't win. So I'm not gonna waste my time with this. I think Gritzmacher is gonna win for sure. The betting odds only have him at the near very slight favorite, minus 120 to plus 100. I guess I agree. Now I would have him a slight favorite. But I will just stop a takedown. Please, Chris, just stop a takedown. So, Chris Gritzmacher by decision, just stop a takedown, easy. Not a good fight. After that, a great fight in Alonso Manifield versus William Knight. Finally, when I get this fight. This fight was booked 2 times before, and now it's booked again. Ooh, big boy, that's a light heavyweight division. Someone's getting knocked out. Someone's getting knocked the fuck out. Though Manifield, 2 and not great. Like he beat Paul Craig 2 years ago, which that wouldn't have aged great. Lost to Devin Clark, got flatlined by OSP, and then on 2-fight winning streak against Fabio Charant and Ed Herman. If he wins, and then for William Knight, he is 2-1 in the UFC, being Alexa Kermer and also Fabio Charant, but getting crushed by Da Jung. Big boy is very fucking big boy. William Knight's of course shorter, cause I swear to God, he's always the shorter guy coming into these fights. Oh boy. Manifield has definitely fought, let alone beat the better competition. But like Paul Craig, like that win has aged fucking insanely well, and he did fight OSP. William Knight has fought Dong Jung, so it's like, not great. With that being said, the betting odds do have Zoe coming in at -175 to +140. I guess I'd have Manifield coming in as a favorite, but I think I'd probably say like 150 to like +120. So someone's getting knocked out here. Who's getting knocked out here? This is a tough fight to call. I think if it gets past round 1, it might be Zoe's fight, but if it stays in round 1, so that means someone went out, and I think it might be William Knight. If Zoe goes in there wanting to fight like he did against OSP, he's gonna get dropped. If he goes in there smart, calculated like he did against Ed Herman, he might give William Knight a long night. And I mean a 30-27 night. So I'm biased. I like the Nightmare. I kind of gotta go with the Nightmare. I'm not confident, definitely not confident, but I've never picked against the Nightmare, and I don't think I'm gonna start yet. Really good fight. Yeah, I gotta lean with the Nightmare. And like I said, I think someone's gonna go out. I think that person's going out is gonna be Alonso Manifield in round 1. So, great fight. I'm hyped. They rebooked this fight, and I think William Knight needs this to show that he is he a title challenger? Fuck no. But I think both of these guys are real good non-ranked light heavyweights, and I think William Knight's gonna knock him out. Don't be shocked if it goes a lot like the Fabio Charant knockout, where it's a backing up shot. So I'm going with Nightmare by knockout in the first. Not too confident, but yeah, I'll go with my boy, man. I like the Nightmare. And I know in my last breakdown of his fight I talked shit, calling him a bum, but after that Dong Jung fight he looked terrible. So now after the Fabio fight he looked better. So good to see him getting a win. Hopefully he can get his second one in a row. Nightmare knockout, baby. After that, not much to say on this fight. Mallory Martin versus Cheyenne, formerly known as Byers, now known as Villasmas. Why the fuck did you have to break up with fucking JP? No one wants to say your last name. Everyone's gonna call you Byers. Not much to say. Mallory Martin almost got knocked out by Anna Seifert. And then in her last fight got subbed by Paliana Viana. And then before that lost to Viana Janjarova. So her last 2 losses were against really good grapplers. And she is 1-2 in the UFC. And she almost lost to Hannah Seifert. Oh, fuck. Cheyenne Byers, on the other hand, 1-1 in the UFC after looking good on Contender Series. The legendary fight with Monstat Ruiz, when she got arm triangled for 3 rounds. And then she came back a couple months later and pride kicked the shit out of Gloria DePaulo. And now she's back. Why? I can't believe I picked DePaulo in that fight. Goddamn. Yeah. She's back, and this is a layup fight, if we're being honest. Like, if I had to pick a favorite besides Azamat, it's easily Cheyenne Buys. So, not much to say. She's only minus 190, which I think is criminal. I would easily have her around 300 to plus 210. I think this is gonna be a cakewalk. Either another flash knockout or just a 30-26. Not much to say. Cheyenne Buys by decision. After that, we got a very, 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 very interesting one. And Jake Matthews versus Jeremiah Wells. Who do I start talking about first? I think kinda gotta talk about Jeremiah. In the last fight and first fight in UFC, he looked big and explosive against fucking Werley Alves. He looked real good. And now he's getting a pretty good fight against a young guy in Jake Matthews, who's had his ups and downs in UFC. Ups, going on a 3-fight winning streak. Downs, getting subbed by Sean Brady in his last fight. About 8 months ago, yeah. Not a bad loss at all. Fucking losing to Sean Brady. That guy just beat fucking Mike the last 2 weeks ago, so. His win against the Leech has aged great. His loss against James Vick has not aged great. But those are in the past, and now we're in the present, baby. And now he's fighting Jeremiah Wells. He is coming in the minus 190 favorite to plus 160. I understand those lines. I don't think I'd have plus or minus 190. I would probably say minus 160. I think 190 is a little high, and I think I've got Jeremiah coming around plus 135. And with that being said, I think the kid gets another upset. I think Jeremiah Wells can pull off another upset here, boys. I think, yeah, he might be 35, but hell does it not look like he's 35 in that cage. He is fucking explosive. And if you think if you're like, Jake Matthews just had to take him down. This guy has submission wins on his record. He ain't just gonna let fucking Jake Matthews take him down. And undefeated, I think it's clear Jeremiah has the fucking advantage. And I think the kid's gonna go out there explosive as fuck again and get another finish. I think Jeremiah Wells is gonna get another underdog victory. And he's one of the feel-good stories this year, like a Terrence McKinney, someone like these short-nosed guys who came into UFC on short notice and won. Now they're Chris Curtis later on the card. Is literally won a couple weeks ago and is back coming on short notice. You gotta respect these guys. Always being game on short notice, and now let's see if they can live up to the hype on a full camp. And Jeremiah Wells, man, I think he can. Yeah, he's 35, but like I said, he might be 35, but the way he fights and looks, he looks fucking 23. So, sorry, Jake. I think Jeremiah is gonna go in there and get a finish in the first, man. Jeremiah Wells, knockout, round 1. Another dog, man. My second dog pick of the card. Love it. Jeremiah Wells, knockout. First, sorry. After that, the fight that has been added yesterday. Brian Barberino versus Darian Weeks. Interesting fight. Brian Barberino was supposed to fight Matt Brown, and Matt Brown pulled out about 2 weeks ago. Actually, like a day or two before Thanksgiving. So the UFC was really not trying to book him a fight at that time. But literally yesterday, today's Thursday, Wednesday or Tuesday, they got this fight booked. And now they're still on the card. Brian Barberino's still on the card, man. Got respect, man. Right after Thanksgiving, flying to Vegas on, I think, Monday, and he was just like, wherever they offer me, yeah. Man, true warrior. And true warrior, watch your last fight with Jason Witt in that war. I think he won that, personally. But judges didn't. And he's had his ups and downs in his career. He lost to Luke A. He beat Jake Ellenberger, so he's had his ups and downs. And then for his opponent, Darren Weeks, only 5-0. And been looking good. I don't know a single thing about the guy. He's on a 5-fight winning streak, and he's only 5-0. He's not fought in about 9 months. He's one of these examples, like a Jeremiah Wolves, like a Terrence McCain, like a Chris Curtis. Short notice guys. Will he be another one to get a big upset, even though the odds don't agree, but I think this would be an interesting upset. Against Brian Barberino? And is this at welter? Yeah, I'm shocked to move it up to middleweight. I've been 50-50 on this fight since it's been booked, because I think on one side you're like, Weeks, the younger guy by only 5 years, but way less experienced, or the way more experienced guys, especially when it comes to wars, and the veteran. The bad thing for Weeks. The bad thing for Weeks, he ain't fighting one of these guys with a weak chin like what Terrence McKinney or Jeremiah Wells fought. These guys with pretty weak chins. He's fighting Brian Barberino. The guy's only gets finished by Vicente Luque and Randy Brown. Is Darren Weeks in that category of fighters? We'll see. Do I think he is? Sorry, man. I don't think so. Brian Barberino is coming in at again, just like another fight earlier, it's pretty much even, but I guess Barberino's squeaking by favorite-wise, which, I would probably have a little bit of a favorite. I'd probably have Barberino around -150 to +120. I think Barberino should be a steady favorite, at least. It's like a steady favorite. But I'm not saying there's a lock that Barberino's gonna win. Just I think veteranship, and I think he might fucking overwhelm the kid. So I'm going Brian Barberino by decision. Damn, we're 25 minutes in and still got like 3 fights on this prelims now. Yeah. Sorry, Darren. I don't think you're thank you for stepping in and saving this card from being only a 14 fighter, but we'll see. I'm very intrigued to see if this guy is real. I think my boy Payne, who just did an interview with him also, which I'll link probably in the description or maybe in top right. We'll see what I'm feeling, but I'll definitely be linking that if you want to see it. And yeah, I know a couple people who are picking him. I'm not. Going to vet Brian Barberino by decision. After that, probably the best, well, let me rephrase that, easily the best fight of the prelims, and probably the fourth best fight on the whole card. Zumagulov versus Manel Kape. Where do I start off here? Zumagulov 1-2 in UFC. His first 2 UFC fights were a loss to Raulian Paiva and a loss to Amir Albazi, and then he beat Jerome Rivera. Not a great win. Jerome Rivera sucks. And now he's fighting Manel, who is also 1-2 in UFC. Even though a lot of people think he should be 3-0. I know he should have won the Nicolau fight, but he actually finally won a fight, beating O'Day Osborne by flying knee knockout in a spectacular finish. And now he's fighting Zumagulov. This is interesting. We have 2 prospects at 125. Even though I don't think Gulov's all that. The guy beat fucking Jerome Rivera. He beat one of the 125 or slash 135 James Vick. Everyone's whipping boy in Jerome Rivera. Great fight, but I don't really see how you could pick against Manel Cop here. In betting, I would agree. He is minus 210 to plus 175. I think I would lower those odds a small bit, maybe 200 on the dot. But I don't think they're completely terrible. I think it's kind of a straightforward fight. Cop's just gonna do his thing. Could I see a knockout? Oh yeah, I would not be surprised at all. Still one of the coolest things is when after the Ode knockout he did the Ronaldo taunt, I guess. So that's kind of funny. But I think he's going to get his hand raised again in this one, and I think it's going to be by decision. Again, I will not be shocked of a knockout in the slightest. But I don't think it's going to happen. But now count by decision. Great fight. And then to end the prelims, we got a fight between two shit fighters. Maki Pitolo versus Dusko Todorovic. First of all, how is Maki still in the UFC over some people? I'll talk about someone later. And why is Dusko in the UFC when he's so fucking bad? Well, I guess we gotta start with Maki Pitolo. The guy had a god-awful UFC run. He last won a fight a year and a half ago against Charles Byard. Who? After that, he's been on a 3-fight skid, losing to Darren Stewart, Impa Kasanganay, and Julian Marquez in a fight he was winning till he got subbed in the third. And he's a small middleweight. Like, if you looked at this guy, you would think he's a featherweight. He's a middleweight, and he's like 5'10". He's like not big at all. He's a very small middleweight, but he fights up there. I don't know why. And then for his opponent, Dusko Todorovic, he's been terrible in the UFC. Yeah, he KO'd the Quinn Townsend, but since then, Poliana Sariano crushed him, and so did Gregory Rodriguez on short notice. Completely made him a fool. And watching Dusko, if you're betting on Dusko, you're yelling at your TV. And the Rodriguez fight, dude, what are you doing? You can't just stand there and get punched. You actually have to fight, and he just doesn't. He's just not good. Well, yeah, of course he can beat fucking Declan Townsend. Who couldn't? But fucking hell, he's not even fighting that good a competition. Sariano's okay. Rodriguez is not terrible, but dude, like, he's so frustrating to watch if you're picking or betting against him. Both of these guys are in their own way. Maki Pitolo is super fucking annoying if you're picking him or betting against him, and so is Dusko. This is battle. I literally remember when this fight got booked a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, I hope someone pulls out and someone better steps in, because I don't want to have to pick between these two guys. They both suck. They literally both suck equally, and now I have to pick which one sucks less. Who do I honestly think sucks less between these two? I think Maki Pitolo. And unless Dusko has got his head out of his fucking ass, I think Maki's gonna do this. I think Dusko has a round to get a finish, which I don't think Maki's been finished by knockout in his UFC career, unless I'm forgetting something. Yeah, he's been subbed, but is Dusko Todorovic gonna do a fucking submission? No. Yeah. I think Maki's gonna survive round 1. It's not even knock him out in round 1. And I think Maki will either get a finish later in the fight or a decision. I'm going with, and by the way, the betting odds, Dusko something in minus 170 to plus 145. How? 115 each, come on. Maki Pitolo by decision. Not confident, but fuck. Although the prelims were half an hour in, half an hour and 5 minutes, and I got great prelims, and now we move to the main card, which is stacked after when you get into the fucking end of it. But we start off with Alex Morono versus Mickey Gall. Alex Morono is a guy who's made a name, who's kind of been getting eyes on him finally after the Cerrone fight, after he crushed Donald Cerrone. And then he beat David Zalaba. I legitimately remember watching that fight, and I don't remember the fight. And now he's fighting a guy who, again, compared to other people, how is he still in the UFC? Mickey Gall. He finally won a fight, beating Jordan Williams about 3 months ago. But before that, he beat CM Punk. Let's be honest, that's the only reason he's still in the UFC. He beat CM Punk. Without that, no one on earth knows who the fuck Mickey Gall is, my guy. He was supposed to be the guy fed to CM Punk. and he crushed him, man. He is a win-loss fighter also. Not much to say. The writing's on the wall. Morono's gonna finish him or get a decision. He ain't gonna get subbed. He ain't gonna get knocked out. He ain't gonna, and Mickey Gall ain't gonna outpace fucking Alex Morono. Not much to say. Morono's a minus 220. I would throw him up around 250, if not higher. And I think it's a probably knockout Gall, if not 30-20. Not much to say. It's Mickey Gall. After that, a fight I flip-flopped on all week, and now I think I kind of gotta go with the crowd. Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis. Hey, I was just talking about this guy. Chris Curtis, a guy who probably the feel-good story of the year that ain't a champion. Coming in on short notice after years on regional, seeing 26 wins. Goes in there, everyone thinks he's gonna get killed, knocks out Phil Hawes. Bad thing for him, now he's fighting Brendan Allen, who this was supposed to be Roman Delade. Which that would have been an easier win for Brendan Allen, but now he's fighting Curtis. It's hard to not like Chris Curtis, and I don't think anyone really dislikes him, but this is a step out of his leagues. I think the feel-good story comes to an end here. Yeah, good job, you beat Phil Hawes. I'll beat Brendan Allen, my guy. Good luck. Not much to say here. Brendan Allen, all you have to do is not get caught. I can guarantee you, I doubt that Brendan Allen's gonna get caught by Chris Curtis. The only time we ever saw Brendan Allen's chin break was against fucking Sean Strickland. If Chris Curtis, Sean Strickland, no. So, I don't think, sorry Curtis, trust me, all week I was picking Curtis, but then smarter part of my brain kicked in, dude, why the fuck are you picking Chris Curtis? Brendan Allen coming in as the biggest favorite on the card at minus 350, and sadly I would have to agree, if not even say that should be higher. The only reason Brendan Allen's not my lock of the card because could he get clipped like Phil Hawes did? Yes. Is it gonna happen? I doubt it. I will probably say Brendan after round 1, Curtis will probably be gassed, and Brendan Allen will get a submission in the second. Sorry, Chris. I want to pick you really badly, man. I just don't think it's meant to be. Brendan Allen submission in the second. After that, we got some old motherfuckers. Clay the Carpenter Guida versus Leandro Santos. 39 versus 41. Some old heads in this one. Speaking of Jedi earlier, something he said all week is Santos is 41 in actual years, but fight years he's 25 or some shit. Which, sure, whatever the fuck that means. It makes no. When I said it was Jeremiah Wells, actually, I didn't say fucking. He looks. He ain't really, man. So I think it's kind of silly, but yeah, we'll see. He might be right on this one. But I'm biased. I'll never not pick the Carpenter, who in his last fight actually did way better than I even expect him to do against Marco Madsen. Questionably winning, by the way. Questionably winning. And before that, beat Michael Johnson, lost to Bobby Green, questionable that he won. Got subbed by Jim Miller, beat BJ Penn, not a great win. Besides Marco Madsen, his last 4 fights have been against old guys, and now the streak continues against Leonardo Santos, who in his last fight getting the buzzer beater knocked out by Grant Dawson, and before that was a year ago beating nobodies. Well, we beat Stevie Ray, oh well, and Kevin Lee. But that was 5 years ago. So, biased side of me says Clay Guida. The real side of me says Clay Guida. What the fuck? I think all Guida has to do is not be an idiot and do what he did against Jim Miller and put his head in a guillotine. And the betting odds say he's gonna do that with Santos coming in minus 190 to plus 160. I understand Santos being a favorite. Not that high of a favorite. I would say minus 130 for Santos, plus 115 for Guida. But as a Guida guy, I'll not fucking go against that. We'll go bet on Clay Guida. And if you do, don't get mad at me if he doesn't win. But I'll always pick my boy, the Carpenter. My favorite lightweight to get one of the first fighters I ever was a fan of. Loved the Carpenter, fucking legend. Crazy motherfucker. Carpenter by decision, baby. Let's go. After that, might be the most interesting fight on the card. Jim Crute versus Jamal Hill. Prospect versus prospect. Both prospects coming off losses on pay-per-view to veterans. Oh boy. And both guys coming off losses in way of bad injuries. Jimmy Crute with his ankle against Anthony Smith. Jamal Hill with his arm against Paul Craig. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Prospect versus prospect. I am the most hyped for this fight on the whole card. Boy. I'm biased again. Before I throw my bias pick out there, gotta look at both of these. Jimmy Crute, been doing his thing, man. Beat Sam Alvey, beat Bukowski, lost to Serkinov somehow, lost to Lionheart, and then for Jamal Hill, really his only loss is to Paul Craig, and he really is 9-1 if they didn't overturn that a brew fight for weed, which is fucking stupid, as even he said. Great fight. Crute's coming in minus 180 to plus 155. I think kind of gotta go even, man. Two prospects. I think anyone can go out, and if it stays on the feet, I think it's definitely Jamal's fight, but I think Crute's definitely in it. If it goes to the ground, ooh, that's when I get worried. Because I'm picking Jamal. I'm biased. Fuck you. You don't come here for the best picks, you come here for my picks. So fuck you. Just please, Jamal, stop a takedown. He's not Paul Craig. So please stop a takedown. I think Jamal could shock the world here by getting a finish or winning. Jamal needs this fight. After the Craig fight, people are like, "This guy really is the real deal." He like, if you really look at who he's beat, he's no one in OSP. So it's like, not great, not looking good for Jamal. He needs this one to show that he ain't just, but more or less a can crusher. And Crute needs this fight to show that he is the hyped guy everyone thinks he is. Well, the guy's 25, though. He could lose this fight and still be a champion in 10 years. So, I'm going with my boy, Sweet Dreams, by knockout in the first. I think he can shock the world, man. I really think he can shock the world. I'm hype. Easily the most hyped I am for a fight on this card. Sweet Dreams, baby. Back-to-back underdogs and back-to-back my boys. Come on, Sweet Dreams and the Carpenter, man. Let's go! After that, we got the fight of the night, and better known as Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler Light, and Rafael Fiziev versus Brad Riddell. Ooh, war incoming. Fiziev been on a hot streak lately, beating Bobby Green in one of my favorite fights of the year. Knockout Moicano, beating the Casey. He's just been on a hot streak. And then for Riddell, he's undefeated in the UFC. What, 4-0? Yeah, 4-0. Jamie Malarkey. Fucking war with Trudeau. And now both guys are 10-1. Ooh, I'm hyped. I'm so fucking hyped for this fight. Someone knows a lot of people are counting out Riddell for some reason. I don't get it. Why is Riddell getting counted out in this one? It's like, really? So these is good, but why is Riddell getting counted out so badly? Riddell's one of those guys that city kickboxing with Izzy and fucking Volk. So he's trained with some of the most top tier guys you could train with. This fight's great. The bang-ons are about near even, like I totally agree that they should be. Great fight. It's gonna be 5 tonight, and I think I'm going with the guy I'm not a lot. It doesn't seem like many people are picking for some reason. And Brad Riddell. Yeah. I think this is gonna be a 3-round war, and I could easily see it being a split. But I'm saying Brad Riddell, man. I think people are counting him out too much. I like Fiziev. I really like Fiziev. But I don't think he can. I think it's Riddell, man. I think it's gonna be Riddell. Good fight. Great fight, actually. I'm hyped. I'm going Riddell, man. People counting him out. I don't know why. And now, finally, fucking 50 minutes almost later, we got the main event of the evening. Rob Font versus the King of Rio, Jose Aldo Jr. Speaking of getting counted out, Rob Font hit his fucking hot streak lately. Sergio Pettis win have aged great. Ricky Simone, good win. Marlon Moraes flatlined him. Cody Garbrandt, total domination. And for Aldo, besides Piotr Jan, he's undefeated at fucking bantamweight. He's 3-1. Really beat Marlon Moraes. Beat Pedro Munoz and beat Marlon Vera. Besides losing to the champ, Piotr Jan, guy has not lost at 135. And really, if you really look at everyone in all those 6 losses in the UFC, dude, he's only lost to great competition. Literally, I'm trying to bring it up on Topology. 6 losses in the UFC. Oh, man, actually might be like 5. So, in all his losses in the UFC, Conor McGregor, Max Holloway twice, Volkanovski, and Jan. Conor at his prime. Max Holloway, the best featherweight of all time. Volkanovski, the current champ. Petr the current champ. So it's not like he's losing to fucking. And like I said, he beat Marlon Moraes. Let's be honest. Now it's coming to is Rob Font in that tier of Holloway, Volk, Jan, Conor. While people are talking about him this week, people fucking think that, I swear to God. But let's be honest. You're not. To beat the King of Rio, it's not easy. You have to be really good to beat the King of Rio. I'm not that big of an Aldo fan. I really never have been. But I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park for Rob Font. He ain't just going to be able to use that jab all fight. He's going to get his legs peppered up. He's going to get his body peppered up. He's going to get his head peppered up. For 5 rounds, yes. People are going, Aldo's going to gas. By that point in the fight, fucking Font's legs might be dead. So, who are you rating? The guy who's gassed or the guy who can barely walk? Plus, if I'm correct, most likely Aldo's a better grappler, so I don't know why people are counting out Aldo so much. He's the underdog, and he's only a year older than Font. Let's remember that. I'm going with the King of Rio here. I don't know why he's the dog, honestly. Just because Rob Font hit a streak. Oh, wait, I just want to prove my point. So I just named all of Aldo's losses in the UFC. Let's look at Font's 3 losses. John Lineker, Pedro Munoz, Aldo legitimately just beat, and Rafael Sunsao, And his best win before this 4-5 winning streak, Thomas Almeida. I'm not trying to disrespect up front. He's great. He's one of the top bandweights in the world. But now he's starting to fight the upper echelon of bandweights. The Jose, the fucking U Pilters, the Sandhagens, the Dillashaws. Can he hang with them? You can hang with the little sharks. Okay, you can hang with, fuck the little sharks. You can hang with the dolphins. Can you hang with the big boys? The Dillashaws, the Aldos, the fucking Sandhagens. We'll see. But if you ask me, I think the King of Rio's gonna win, man. The betting odds is, like I said, 145 for Font, 125 for Aldo. I don't know how. I would have the betting odds. Fuck. Like, I want to say near even, but then I'm like, yeah, I understand Font being the favorite. I don't know. The betting odds, this like really weird to say betting odds wise, but man, people are really big. Every breakdown I've watched, Aldo's in a gas late in the fight and get finished. Is he? Is he really? No. Or he's gonna get light gas and lose. Like, is he though? Well, I'm going to King of Rio by decision. I think he's gonna pepper up those legs early, and even if he does gas, the motherfucker can't walk. He ain't gonna win. So, King of Rio, man. Jose Aldo. So, yeah, finally, 52 minutes in. Just a quick recap of my picks. Maybe Luis Smolka by decision. My lock of the night, Asmat Murkanov, knockout in the first. Chris Gutierrez, decision. William Knight, knockout in the first. Cheyenne Buys, decision. Jeremiah Wells, knockout in the first. Brian Barberino, decision. Manel Kopp, decision. Maki Patolo, decision. Alex Moreno, knockout in the first. Brendan Allen, submission in the second. Clay Guida, decision. Jamal Hill, knockout in the first. Brad Rideau, decision. Jose Aldo, decision. So those are my picks. It's good to be back, baby. 15-fight card. It's 54 minutes. We got another 15-fight card next week, so it's gonna be might be even a longer breakdown because we got better fights early on the card. So, hope you enjoyed the breakdown. Good to be back, and you'll see me again on Sunday for a recap at same time, 7 p.m. EST. So that could be 6 for you. That could be, I don't know what time that could be for you, but 7 p.m. my time, EST. So hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me your picks down below or in the premiere chat right there to my right there. And good to be back, man. RX out. Man, they really fucked over Kevin Lee.